September 12th, 2024 board meeting is now called to order. The first item is the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next item is agenda changes. Does the board have any recommended changes to tonight's agenda? Okay, hearing no changes, we will now move to the business portion of the meeting. The first item is recognition, the Hispanic Heritage Festival Planning Group. Rachel Davenport, can you please provide the recognitions for tonight's meeting?
Yes, thank you, and I see we have some of the members of the planning group here tonight. I just wanted to make sure that that they knew how thankful that I was to be a part as a school district of the beautiful planning and community event that happened here 2 weeks ago. Even though we had a little bit of rain, I think Louise said that it made a beautiful lakefront property, and we even had a little bit of a geyser out front there as well. And so I really wanted to take the time to say that it was a special honor to be a part of the community event and have the planning group host their event on our campuses and facilities. And on behalf of the board, as the secretary to the board, I wanted to offer you our thanks, and if you would allow me to call you up individually, and if you have any moments or remarks you would like to make, please take the time to do so. So I'm going to come up, if you will all stand up. So I think at one point, Danielle called you all the godmothers of the community, and so I am so grateful for our community that you were able to be here. So sorry, Louise, you're probably not a godmother, but but thank you. So Louise Castillo. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. Gabriella, it's wrong today. Thank you. Danielle Ruiz Castillo. Chara Anita Sanchez. Brenda Calderon. Thank you. Maria Fergus. Maria. Here today? Okay. Oh. Mindy Bohiba Rivera, also, I think she said she'd be a late. Yep. And Martita May. Okay. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of it. I hope it is definitely not our last togetherness community event that we can assist in any way. Thank you. Yeah, can we do a picture with you all? I'll take a board, please.
Oh, it's up. You're good. You're good. Come on.
Yeah. I think we should have had a dancing award and assistant award too for your son.
Right up here, you guys. Come
I think
on
we
over.
should have. Please.
Yes, come on over.
Yes.
It's fun to try to get everybody together, you guys. That's okay. Gather. All right, y'all need to squeeze them together. Squeeze them together more. There you go. That's what we're talking about. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you.
And don't feel like you have to stay for the whole thing either. I know they can be long. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, thank you very much on behalf of the board. Thank you for coming tonight. your hard work and dedication. Appreciate it. The next item is public comments. The North Kitsap School District Board of Directors welcomes the public to this open public meeting. In accordance with board policy and state law, board meetings must be conducted in a civil, orderly, and business-like manner, which means we must all follow the same standard of civility during school board meetings. We value public comments. If you would like to speak to potential items on the agenda, you may sign up to speak using the sign-up sheets that are included on the meeting agenda and on the school district's website. Both virtual and in-person attendees may sign up for a public comment. The board sets aside a maximum of 2 30-minute public comment periods per meeting. The second public comment period will only be used when there is in excess of 10 people who sign up for a public comment. Speakers wishing to comment on the agenda items will be prioritized in the first public comment period to allow for the board to hear public comments prior to board action or consideration. Individual speakers will have 3 minutes for their comments. Speakers may not donate some or all of their time to another speaker, and the person who signed up to comment should be the same person who addresses the board. No speaker may speak more than once per meeting, even if there is time remaining. Though the board will not respond to statements, questions, or challenges made during the public comment period, the board may ask district staff to contact a speaker at a later time to follow up on issues raised during the public comment period. When it's your turn to speak, please approach the podium. If you're in person, if you are commenting via WebEx, you will be promoted to panelist. You must then turn on your video and microphone to make public comment. Finally, please remember that your words have impact. We value community feedback and we welcome your comments. Thank you. We have one speaker this evening. That's Gerald McLean, who's here in person. If you could please come up to the podium. Thank you.
My son was drafted last minute to play bass at the Hispanic Heritage. It was a wonderful situation.
Oh, was that
It was
Levi?
really, yeah, it was Levi.
Levi's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah.
I stand here today to voice my disappointment with the district's support for my ASD and ADHD diagnosed children. I feel NKSD has done everything it could to skirt compliance with the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act when it comes to supporting my children. My son Levi, who's now in college, was exited from his IEP while he was in middle school just before COVID hit. As NKSD transitioned to online learning, my son could not adjust on his own. Without IEP support, he fell behind. As we pressured him about his failing grades, he started having suicidal ideations. I brought this to the attention of the school and requested he be reviewed again for an IEP. It was done and implemented for the remainder of his time in the district. It wasn't until his senior year at an IEP meeting that I shared about Levi being suicidal, that a caring teacher apologized for that whole situation. On Monday, I received the following email from NK Athletics. Dear parent, your student has an F in one or more classes based on today's grade check. Students who have one or more Fs will receive a letter indicating their ineligibility. This must be signed by a parent in return regardless of grade change in order to return to competition. Students with one or more Fs will need to complete a plan of improvement for each class with an F. Forms are due by Friday, 9/27 at noon. The district has known of my daughter's diagnosis with ASD and ADHD since 2017. A 504 or an IEP was never executed because with medication, she had no classroom issues. It wasn't until middle school, when she refused to take meds, that we started having school problems. She too did not adjust well with online learning. Life was pure hell getting her to do homework. I removed her from school in May 2021 when I disagreed with her math teacher over how she taught. I couldn't handle fighting both my daughter and the school. My wife and I fought constantly with my daughter through the 2021-22 school year to keep her afloat academically. I asked for a review of her behavior. A 504 review was set up and executed. NKSD deemed that she did not qualify for a 504 plan. I then hired an advocate, Larry Davis. He assured me that Shosho was qualified not just for a 504, but an IEP. I feel I was more than patient with the district representatives that did not act in good faith and let mandatory deadlines pass. It took over 2 years, many meetings and dollars spent before the district finally approved an IEP last fall. Now here's the irony. I fought for over 2 years to get my daughter's support so she doesn't get failing grades because of her ADHD and ASD diagnosis. To date, her IEP has not been implemented into high school. Yet I can receive an email from the athletic department requiring her to develop a plan not to fail in less than 5 days. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. The Next item is board comments. Does any board member have a comment they would like to share with the rest of the board?
I'd like to thank the Port Gamble Slalom Nation for their support of the gymnasium groundbreaking, and it was quite a moving ceremony that they did with the young people. It was really quite moving. It would support the community that way.
Yeah, it was great to be there and be part of that exciting day. It's still weird to me. I was part of the old school of Lee and the new school of Lee, and it's still new to me. But to see new things happening there is so exciting for our community. So it was a great ceremony. I'm also excited to hear about some really great community partnerships we have going on. I wanted to not let it go unnoticed that Grocery Outlet of Kingston has partnered with the KHS Buccaneers and has started a Kingston Grocery Outlet 2024 sportsmanship program, and is offering so many wonderful opportunities, not only in way of donation to our programming, but also to recognize our athletic for sportsmanship participants, as well as donations both to Gordon Elementary and in the spring to Wolfley Elementary, with their 5% of sales being donated on recognized days. So it's just really great being a part of that groundbreaking, and then also to see all the great things that go on throughout the community that really support our district in ways that we can't do alone. So that was just one of the really neat things. I also had a neat opportunity, I'm moving ahead probably, to meet with Rachel and the Suquamish Tribal Council for some levy information, and that was a great opportunity too, just to have an informal, answer any questions type of deal. And so some really great opportunities and things going on in the community right now, and it just has been a really great opportunity all the way around.
Okay, so this last month, I got to visit a couple of middle schools and elementary schools with Rachel and other board members. And I was really impressed at how consistent and intentional the staff is being about keeping cell phones off of the hands of kids. We even saw some creative posters that said, "Bell to bell, no cell." And so there's some real consistency, and that's great. We really need that to happen. And our kids, as they move through the year, will understand that this is the rule and we're all going to follow it. Also, I wanted to thank Jeremy Sullivan and his team for the great presentation they did. I went to learn more about Go Guardian, and I would really encourage all parents to get an opportunity to learn how Go Guardian is going to help their students and families with protections online and using the Chromebooks at school, and the older kids, when they bring them home. Go Guardian is going to be a way for you to know what's going on with your kids, what they're using, and be able to set some perimeters. So I was really glad to learn more about it, and I hope we have another opportunity for more parents to come and learn how to use it.
For me, I would just say that Edward and I got a chance to go to North Kitsap High School to do their CTE program, which was great. It was good to see how they're going to get grading certifications into the course delivery there, and using it as a metric and something for the students to go beyond after high school. So I was very happy with that. We also got a chance to look at the facilities, which I think they're doing a great job of what they have, but I think there's definitely an opportunity for continuing investment there to improve the technical facilities that they're working with there. And then also got a chance to attend the Pearson Elementary PTA meeting, so I appreciate their staff and the parents and staff making us welcome there.
And I will, last week I had the privilege to go with Rachel to Gordon Elementary, and again, it was just visiting several would agree, kind of with what Doug said, just to see the consistency, in all of the schools and classrooms. And it's really just been, so great to go visit, and also to have the privilege to be part of, at the ceremony for the groundbreaking for the Wolfley Gymnasium. And it's, you know, I think the history there, listening to so many people talk about how they attended, you know, the older Wolfley or the old Wolfley or now, and also for those kids being there, and I think their future, they're gonna remember when that gym was built, and they're gonna be like, yeah, I was here, I was there when this ceremony, and it's those big moments that I think is really special that our kids are getting to be part of, so, yeah, lots of great things going on.
Okay, thank you. Next item is board reports. Does any board member have a report to share in regard to their liaison position?
Nothing new to city council
Okay.
that I think you would really wanna know a lot about.
And I'll just do, KCAC doesn't meet again until next month, but just another plug, the Discover Kingston is on this Monday, September 30th, at the Village Green from 4 to 7, and I believe there might be over 58 organizations represented there, so it is a really great place to go, to learn if you have questions, and if you go to the KCA, the Kingston Community Advisory Council, their website, all those that are participating are listed, so, I think it's gonna be a really, really great, event. I'm excited that there's so many, organizations that are represented, so that's this Monday from 4 to 7.
Anything else? Next item is superintendent report. Rachel, would you please provide your comments to the board?
Yes, North Kitsap School District will have a table, at Village Green next Monday, so, we'll be there to meet with the community and, answer any questions that we can. I know we'll have, just a group of us rotating through. I know the building principals will also be on site there for that. I would just, echo that we are making steps to engage our community, and having really, an open district to try to, meet our community where they're at. And then I would say that, I have been approached by many of our staff, because of your visits, the school board visits to the schools. And they are very appreciative. They've asked me to convey to you, and actually say sometimes this is the first year that they've had seen all board members in their schools. And they are very excited to have you in the classrooms and really to show you the amazing work that they're doing. So, thank you for doing that.
Okay, thank you. Next item, student representative reports. Do you have any reports that you'd like to share report?
Yeah, just a couple points to add some context to some of the previous notes. With the phone policy, it's been really good. I'm one of the few students who tries the hardest to pay attention, but the phone policy definitely has been helping. There have been some issues with, not the phones, but the like earbuds and other resources students do need for certain environments. For example, a lot of our calculus students, we learn mostly through videos in the classroom, so we use provided earbuds. Except if you get detention and you're trying to study in detention or calculus, there are no earbuds available, and you're not allowed to use your AirPods or anything like that. So I think the phone policy is fantastic, and it has really helped in classroom engagement. I think it does go a little bit overboard on like the accessories that we might need, which I'm not saying all accessories, just there's a couple where it could use some work. Also tying to what the gentleman said during the public comments, there have been issues among my peers with grades affecting if they can engage in sports. Mainly it's because, at least from what I've seen, this early in the school year, it's hard to get your grade immediately at an A. For example, I have, I think, a total of 1 grade in my AP Lit class, which is currently an F because it was the syllabus. I forgot to turn it in. And I did turn it in as soon as I recognized it, but it's going to take another week or so for it to get corrected. And right now, I'm hoping I can still engage in cross country in the meantime. So while I do think it is a great incentive, keeping students at that, high demand, it will have some negative consequences this early in the school year when we're still getting that footing and there's not enough grades to truly represent how you
Mike, is that something that we could have the school board, I mean, the superintendent look into a little further?
But the superintendent will be looking into.
Okay.
Sorry, somebody knows about it.
All right, so the next item, is, State of District Unions and Associations. Will the union and association representatives please provide your comments to the board?
I'll go first.
All right, thank you guys for this opportunity to speak. For my first State of the Union, did I get it? Green light? All right. For my first State of Union, this is what I put together. Thank you to the school board and district administration for the opportunity to share what has been happening with the start of the 24-25 year. North Kitsap Education Association members value the collaborative efforts and shared interests with district leadership. I'm happy to share an update on behalf of our educators. So what has happened since I last shared at the board meeting? The board has listened and offered association presidents this opportunity to share. Thank you. We feel heard and respected. Educators spend time this summer resting, recharging, vacationing, spending time with family, friends, traveling, staycationing, and more. Educators were also busy reading, researching, taking courses, working towards additional degrees and certifications, attending professional development, joining book clubs, and striving to enhance their craft so they can better educate our students. In August, we were back to work. Our staff kickoff day had an improved tone. The feedback that I have heard included notes of optimism with new leadership styles, positive energy, and a more connected feeling. This was different and better. Our kindergarten teachers enjoyed the first few days where others were back to school, having time and opportunity to meet with their families of their students and have a softer start for these emergent learners. It was a superior change versus last year when day one was the first day of kindergarten through 12th grade. Students entered our schools with excitement to see friends, some apprehension about new teachers and buildings, and a shock to their sleep habits. Some concerns that we've had for this year: class sizes in many of our buildings, staffing for hard-to-fill positions that we're still searching for. I believe there was somebody that started yesterday, and there's still somebody that doesn't start until early next month. Yeah. The condition of some of the buildings provides challenges to teaching for both teachers and students, and that mostly refers to HVAC systems that are antiquated and these warm temperature days that seem to have blown by today. What are we looking forward to? Well, thanks in part to the new board and administrative leadership approaches with collaboration, transparency, shared decision-making, and a willingness to listen, NKEA has voted and approved their support of our proposed capital and tech levy. I wanted to let you guys know that we are in full support, and the communication styles, the efforts that have been taken from all levels of leadership are recognized and appreciated. This is what we've been asking for years. Collaboration and trust in our buildings, as we have collaboration and trust in our building as we work together with the association and district leaders. So it's about the kids, it's why we do this. I want to echo what you guys said about board members visiting schools again. The cell phone policy seems to have given every 50-minute period about an extra 15 minutes of educational time. We are moving in the right direction. I think it's been well accepted by the students and teachers, and I think our unified approach and our collaboration is showing through. So thank you for allowing me this opportunity.
Okay, thank you. Before you go, did board members do any questions?
Thank you for coming and sharing.
Thank you.
Ted, I just had a question about the comment you made about class size. Now, some of the buildings I've been in, the class sizes are, under 24, but are there some buildings that are over
So I hear mostly from secondary levels. I heard that kindergarten sizes are pretty high in some of our buildings, and I think Rachel and they could probably give you better numbers than I could off the top of my head. I know that some of our secondary classes are pretty large, and sometimes the overall number of students a teacher sees can be a decent number, but you'll have a class of 32, 34, and 14. So there's things that make it more challenging. So when I say class size, I know it's a tough job to predict staffing levels based on enrollment until you can see the whites of their eyes. I've heard that before. But it's one of those things where if we can find an easy fix that we can hire early and get the best of the best, I think there's advantages to that.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I just want to again thank you for taking the time to come and speak to us. We're looking forward to continued engagement for that, and thank you for the cooperation. Also wanted to officially thank you for your comments about the capital levy. We appreciate that. In a lot of the presentations we've been having and trying to educate the community that while the focus of the capital levy is on the students, there's also another component of the staff. We really owe it to the staff to get them good working conditions and meet the needs that they have. And they shouldn't have to worry what the temperature is going to be that day when they come into work. That's something that we would never accept for the companies that we work for. So it should be the same for the school district to do that. So really excited to continue to work with you guys in the capital forum to do that. So
Thank you.
okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so the next item is the consent agenda, which is item 6.1 through 6.8. A motion is needed to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
I so move.
Thank you, Edward. We need a second for the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Brianne. The motion has been made and seconded. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
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 And all opposed to the motion? The motion passes with a vote of 5, 4, and 0 against. The next item is manager reports. The manager reports be turned over to Rachel Davenport and staff to answer any questions the board has regarding the materials provided.
Hi. The first management report is our budget status report for August. So if there are questions, Mike Molino is here to answer those. If there aren't any questions.
Oh, I just had on the slide with the running start, do we have a number for, or not yet? Is it too?
They don't take running start enrollment in September, it's October through
Okay.
June, so it'll show up on the report
okay.
next month.
I couldn't remember, so thank you. I
Yeah,
just
no
figured
problem.
there was a good reason.
No problem.
Cool. Just a little side question on,
Yeah.
on the running start. Is that simply through OC, or are we also partnering with Western Washington on any level?
I don't believe we have any Western Washington this year. Sometimes we would get an Edmonds Community College. I'm not sure that we do have Edmonds Community
And
College.
we did last year, I'm not
Yes.
sure about.
I would say those are usually the two community college, that we work with.
Okay. With the nursing program coming into Western, is that going to change the dynamics at all?
I don't know if it necessarily changes the running start dynamics. We are engaging with Olympic College and John Waller actually is back here to talk about the summer school program, but I would also invite him up, now if he wants to talk about, sorry, John, a new program actually that we're starting halfway at Kingston High School. Hopefully that will feed into the Olympic College, nursing program so that, I know we started also at Kingston Middle School with the medical detectives, and moving that through, trying to create a pathway so that it starts at the middle school, goes into the high school, possibly leaving the high school with a CNA, moving into the nursing program at OC, so that it really creates a continuum pathway. John, I don't know if you want to talk about the high school class that we had.
I was gonna say, you just answered the whole thing. The high school class, what we're doing this year is have been bringing in through, the DA grant, CT, funding, the project lead curriculum. We started at the 5th grade for introduction into the middle school for medical detectives, and then that carries into the pathway at the high school. And at Kingston, with this year, we're able to bring in what is called Principles of Biomedical. That's a Project Lead the Way curriculum that is going, helps and is building our health science pathway out there. We're gonna continue adding on to that. What we're looking to do is we have Introduction to Health Careers as a course as well. 3 classes of the Principles of Biomed, and then we'll be looking at foundations and potentially something in emergency services or whatnot. And with the idea that those kids will do a 4-year pathway there at Kingston High School, and then be able to roll right in on that 13th year to the nursing program or the health sciences program at OC, especially with it being right here in Paulsville. It's gonna be a great opportunity. We've connected with the dean of the program through the Rotary program of all places, and been able to start that conversation and have some meetings in regards to that. So we're gonna continue building on that. And they're real excited about that opportunity.
Fantastic. So we have articulation agreements then with OC, with,
So we have dual credit equivalency, college and the high school, so we have a lot of different ways for students right now to earn, college credit while enrolled at the high school. Really our main difference with the Running Start is they leave our campuses to go to, the college, whether that's online to the college or actually on campus at OC, or Edmonds, but it is something, I know our teaching and learning team, Wins the back, and Craig Berry, our secondary director, and John, it is something that we are really engaging with, trying to make sure that we have every opportunity for our students so that they're leaving, when they leave us, they're leaving with certificates and skills that they're gonna roll into either post-secondary school or even the workforce.
do we have any articulation agreements with any other institutions, higher or?
We do for college and the high school, we have quite a few, so we're really trying to streamline to make sure that, right now, college, the high school is, it's difficult because the colleges, have to approve our classes, and then each college is stipend for the teacher that's teaching that college class, college level class. Depending on institutions, there's also a different, different regulation for our 2-year colleges versus our 4-year colleges. So, whoever you have teaching that class has to have the equivalency of what that college would require of their own professors to teach that course. So at 4-year institutions, post-secondary institutions, a lot of times you can have somebody with a BA teaching those classes that may be in a graduate program, where most of our junior colleges or community colleges actually require that full master's degree for their professors. And so that right now the standards set by the state are different depending on where you are making your contract for college and high school. And so it would be nice to have that regulated so that folks would either be getting that same type of stipend or that community colleges were on the equal with their 4-year colleges.
Okay, thank you.
At what point do the kids learn about, those health science pathways or other?
So, we're actually starting that, articulation with the high school and beyond plan. It is required, at the 8th grade, but we are pushing, and John, I don't know if you wanna talk about it.
Yeah,
So Project Lead the Way is really our science, we're basing some science curriculum off of that Project Lead the Way at our 5th grade level. So that introduction, yeah, go ahead.
So through the Project Lead the Way, the 5th grade, we rolled that in and adopted that as science, 5th grade science curriculum 2 years ago now as part of the grant plan and goals that we put in place for the health science pathway. The idea is with the schools that were qualified for it, with that grant, we were able to push in the health sciences, and I believe it's infection detection is the unit that they bring in with at that level. So they have the standard based science, and all the state standards are met through that curriculum, but then they have a couple extra side modules, if you will. And one of those is health sciences, and that's the infection detection. So we have all of our teachers pushing and utilizing that as that extra science unit that they're adding to the curriculum. That is there to build in interest and try to really get the kids interested and see what it's about. That with that idea, then when we get them into the middle school, the medical detectives is the next level, and the middle school level with Project Lead the Way. And so we're filling those courses through that interest coming in from the 5th grade into the middle school, and then we're filling that gap and just pushing them. And hopefully with that, that's the goal, that they'll add that as their pathway when they build that high school beyond plan, And in their 4-year plan, when they come into the high school, they'll be going into the health sciences as one of their chosen pathways, or the chosen pathway. And then we'll have that roll them right on out into that 13th year as they go to high school.
I would say, one of the, since we're all visiting schools now and schools, you will all have to come see the infection detection lesson. It is gross and amazing at the same time. The kids, they use a dye, and they touch stuff, and then they go around and touch, and then so it's just like showing the germs, but it is to watch 5th graders do that. Like I said, it's disgusting and amazing all at the same time, and so it would be worth all of us spreading out and seeing it around the same time they teach that, because it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, they do a lot of great activities and labs that are fun to watch and take part in. And some of you guys have now seen the anatomage table at the high school level that we have for both sides. So amazing materials that we're putting in that, and meeting an industry standard and so really working that, building that pathway.
You might as well stay up here.
Okay, yep, so next is the summer school program update.
So, we also have the summer school program update, so, if there are questions around summer school, Tom is our administrator, is in charge of our summer school district.
I'm just curious if you were gonna hear about STEM camps later, or have another presentation.
Oh, we can talk about the STEM camps, that,
STEM
yeah,
camp as well,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
The amazing thing about our STEM camp is we had some incredible instructors. We had 3 of our 5th grade instructors who were teaching, and we had one of our science TOSA as our 4th. We were able to put 2 instructors at one at the camp in Kingston, one here at North Kitsap. The Kingston one was held in Kingston Middle School Commons. We held the North one up here at the STEM facility. And we opened up the registration at, I would say we'll just use an example, 4 o'clock, and by 4:07 we had both camps full. And that's 60 kids that we had in and full and ready to go. So we filled the camp within like 7 minutes. We had a full week or 4 days of incredible activities and opportunities. We did space, we did engineering, robotics, we did all kinds of cool activities with them. And we were able to also bring in the Keyport Naval. They came in with their STEM people and their program, and they joined up with some of the kids and worked with us on some of their lessons and provided opportunities, supplies, and resources. And it was a hoot. We had a great time. I was able to attend to the full-time here at North Kitsap. We had Val Anderson, who was over at Kingston, so we were both on site. And it was just a kick watching those kids. And we had 3rd through 5th grade, and so we had all levels. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, you couldn't tell who was who. They all just were involved, and there was no separation. They had a great time. I have a picture of one where a young lady drew a picture of me, and I haven't had a picture drawn of me since I don't know when, and it's hanging in my office. So they just were neat and a lot of fun, and just were there every day. I think we had 1 student who missed 1 day at North Kitsap, but they were there on time and didn't want to leave. We had to shoo them out the back door to get them to go home. They were having so much fun.
How much did it cost for the students?
Didn't cost us.
So, do you have any idea how much it costs the district to run the program? Is it something we could expand?
We would like to expand, absolutely. We, basically, our teachers were paid on a stipend, and we are able, hopefully next year we've talked about cybersecurity for the older kids. But we definitely will be planning to run the elementary level one with the hopes of doing an older age, group next year.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And our last management report is Facilities Advisory Committee updates. Mike, your team?
I would like to bring up Eric Queensland. And I'm actually gonna let him give the, update, for the most recent meeting and kind of what's going on right now.
So, given our big push leading up to our advance of the recommendation to put the capital levy on the November ballot, we've actually kind of paused a little bit so that we can allow the staff to participate in what was left of summer. But we've shifted our focus. We met on the 17th, I believe, last week. And that was basically just a check-in meeting to see where we are, what was needed from the committee to support the November capital levy. So one of the takeaways from that meeting was the city architects, they agreed to develop one-pagers that provide a simple, concise explanation of what we had proposed for each of the schools. So as an example, just to illustrate the point, the question of Pearson, because that's a big question mark. What's happening with Pearson, and why the change in direction with the recommendations, and why does our recommendation include building a gym? And so they provided a conceptual drawing on a one-page document that states that we'll put the gym, it shows where the gym would go in relation to where a new building would go, a replacement building would go, as well as an explanation of the drop-off, student pickup drop-off investment. So again, the idea is to gather this information so that we can use that to support educating the community and staff with the information or a clear understanding of what it is, what's behind this capital levy recommendation. So in addition to that, the facility staff members have also been actively supporting a series of meetings. There have been staff and facility representatives committee representatives have actively been engaging with each of the schools to meet with the staff. We met yesterday to just give them an overview of here's what the levy recommendation will provide. So again, they're provided with that information. And I will say that the recommendation was very well received by the staff. As a facility committee member, it was very informative to me to be able to see, observe, and participate in that process, so you get the feedback from staff and what their feelings are about what these recommendations are. So we have 3 more community forums, so we'll do another round. We did a round as we were finalizing our recommendation, and now we'll do another round. Our first meeting is on October 7th. That's going to be at Kingston Middle School. The following week, on the 14th, we'll be at Paulsville Middle School. So we'll be able to include a tour of the addition there. And then our third one will be a virtual delivery. So 7th, 14th, and 28th. So three opportunities, and we're hoping that those will be actively attended. So again, our focus is all, as a committee, is all about supporting this and getting the information accessible to staff and community.
Eric, could I ask you a question?
Please.
Will the October 14th one, that's going to be at Paulsville Middle School?
Correct.
Do we have any idea what time, and do we expect people to be able to actually tour the new addition?
I believe they're all at 6 o'clock.
I think that's right, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the hope is that, yes, we will be able to allow folks to tour the
Because I
new
heard a lot of
facility.
people would like to know when they can see the inside.
Yeah, so we're working on that with the first hour and with our folks to make sure that we make that happen.
And Eric, do you happen to know, is there going to be a mailing going out with this new design that the architects have put together? Or is it just for the PowerPoint presentation?
It's probably best to defer that to Jen. I know that she's working on that.
Oh.
I don't want to misspeak on her behalf.
So we actually just sent the mailer to the printer today, so that is in process now. Our mailers can only be just like a 4-page document that provides information, so to do that much information in a mailer would be way too much. But I was just back there looking, I just got updated, information from the study on one-pagers they've been doing. So we'll use those, we'll put them in the PowerPoint that we've been, out with the community at. We'll also have them available at the open houses, so, folks can kind of talk in depth about each school and the improvements that are proposed for each school, plus we'll have those available to take with them. So we'll have them available, we'll also make sure they're at schools.
Any other questions?
I just want,
Yeah,
I just
go
want
ahead.
to talk about, Eric and others from the facilities committee who have, you're gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, just seeing and being able to be part of it throughout the 5 months and the fact that Eric comes, I think he's been to the last several board meetings that we've had. They're giving up their own time to go out and help answer questions at the buildings. Very, impressive, important, and just says a lot about the process, and thank you to Eric.
It's been a pleasure.
On behalf of the board, echo everything you said, so thank you for, continuing help, and please pass that to the rest of the community.
Will do, thank you.
Okay, anything else on financial reports? All right, we will not, be holding an executive session this meeting. So at that point, the time is 6:16, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.